A series of floods affected the Emilia Romagna region starting from the 2nd and 3rd of May. Between 16 and 17 of May, the region has been devastated by floods, which killed 15 people. 36,000 residents had to evacuate, and the provisional cost of the damage of the floods amounts to billions of euros. In this episode of Gravel and Graves, you'll see Scardavilla Monastery, Meldola War Cemetery, Martiny Distillery silos, Spinadello Aqueducts, without forgetting the most important thing, how to help people hit by the floods. The main aim of this exploration is to reach the ex-monastery of Scardavilla di Sopra. The monks finished to build this complex in the beginning of the 18th century. At the time I made this video, the biggest amount of rain was yet to come, but still, the soil is completely full of water, as you can see. In 1797, due to the advent of Napoleon, the monks were driven away. Hence the decadence of the monastery and the precious wood started. Originally, this Baroque church was surrounded by 12 cells for hermits, a chapel and a small garden enclosed by a low wall according to Camaldoli monks' custom. The greatest damage to this property was perpetrated during the 20th century. The monks' cells were demolished and the cuts in the wood increased. However, you can see how nature is reclaiming this space. The whole area was surrounded by walls, which have been totally dismantled. Now we leave the monastery for a while and go exploring the green area on the surroundings. Once upon a time there was a really huge, vast wood. Now almost nothing remains, but let's go to check. After Second World War, Pietro Zangheri, a naturalist from Forlì, has been really committed in preserving this green area, which is not that little. An underground passage was connecting Scardavilla di Sopra with Scardavilla di Sotto, which I had the honor of visiting thanks to the guardian of the building. Scardavilla di Sotto is more ancient but better preserved and used for weddings. Meldola War Cemetery was originally a battlefield cemetery of the 36th Allies Division. 145 Commonwealth burials of the Second World War lie here. Commonwealth War graveyards are perfectly preserved and transmit a great sense of peace. It is sad and touchy that the majority of men buried here died in their early 20s. On 3 September 1943, the Allies invaded the Italian mainland and had to face the Germans along a series of defensive lines. The last one was the Gothic line, that was crossing all the Apennines and stood for long months. In this sanctuary, there is a cemetery register, and it's possible to leave a trace, writing a memory of your visit. The organization of the war cemeteries in the British Commonwealth is based on what was decided in 1920. In particular, the tombstones are uniform and there is no distinction based on military or civilian rank, race or creed. That's why in this graveyard you can see next to each other Christian graves and also Jewish graves. This corner of Meldola is really peaceful and green, but in the surroundings there are a lot of industrial areas. In 1940, during the fascist era, a distillery was opened, and the complex was active till the end of 80s. Now the complex is abandoned, and some parts like the silos will probably be dismantled. The water can be lethal, but also a great source of life. Along the Ausa River, there's the former pumping station of the Spinadello Aqueduct. Its rationalist architecture was also a way in which the fascist regime was fostering its consensus. But luckily today the building serves as a visitor center and still appreciates. Since the very beginning of this emergency, the Italian Red Cross was in the first line to help people which lost their houses and were in critical situations. In the description and in the comments, you'll find all the details to give a contribution to Italian Red Cross. Thank you very much.